Hello, beautiful and wonderful spirits of Earth. I'm here, Elemental, for you, here to give you a full spectrum oracle and tarot reading. The reading I'm going to give all of you tonight is going to be a compilation of your spirit guides, your spirit animal guides talking to you, your plant spirit guides speaking with you, and the direct spirit of Gaia speaking to you. The first two, the animal and the plant oracles, are going to give you very direct answers, one card each, as opposed to the tarot. The Gaia tarot will give you a full 5-card layout. All the cards work together very synergistically, and every reading I've ever done for anybody, including myself, has been so spot on. It's been ridiculous. So I am a firm believer that if you see this video, that this reading is indeed for you. And not just for you specifically, but anyone else watching the video as well. If you see this, you're meant to see it, and it means you are in need of some guidance, wisdom. You're probably going through some kind of struggle. I know that I am, and that's why I'm doing this tonight. This is for all of you, and as much as it is for me. These cards have been a huge help in my healing process. When I'm alone in my own energy and I really need answers for the terrible internal struggles I've been experiencing, these decks have provided me answers that no human could provide. I've lost a lot of faith in humans in general, especially lately, even more so than I have already. It's been very, very hard to exist in any kind of normal, happy state for any extended period in any given day. Every day when I wake up, I have to fight through the worst thoughts and emotions you can imagine, from the moment I wake up until the moment I go to sleep. And I pray every day for things to get better and me to find happiness. But I have found a lot of guidance through these cards, and I know I'm going to continue to find the same important guidance that I need moving forward. I just want to share that wisdom and guidance with you through me. Your spirit guides of both the plant and animal nature are going to be speaking to you as well as Gaia directly. So let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, so until I get a better method of maybe having a tripod or some such, I'm going to have to hold the camera in order to do the reading. One thing I did forget to mention there in the intro was that in this Spirit of Gaia deck, it uses the 4 major earth elements in the minor arcana, as opposed to the traditional suits that are used. So you got fire, wind, water, or fire, air, water, and earth, the 4 elements. And each minor arcana, each element, is headed by an elemental dragon. So there's 4 elemental dragons in this deck. If one of the elemental dragons happens to be drawn in this reading, or any reading, I then also draw one additional card from the Dragon Tarot that's to be read interpretively. But first we'll start with the animal spirits. So with this, I usually have both hands available. But I sift through the deck and feel out what card needs to be drawn. And maybe you could do it with me. If you can feel the cards. I feel like it's one of these two, right? It's one of these two. This one's more red. This one's more apparent. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go with that card. And we got the weasel. Be silent, pay attention, and simply observe with your eyes, ears, and physical feelings what is happening inside and all around you. First card. So your spirit animal is speaking tonight is the weasel. So the weasel. Take a deep breath and release it slowly. Then take another and another. Continue to breathe steadily and slowly from your belly to your chest. Breathing this way will keep you attuned to what you feel in your body. Notice the sensations without judging or trying to change them. Be aware of how your body responds to what you see, hear, and feel. Don't judge any of your experiences right or wrong. If you find you're doing so, take another deep breath. Release these judgments as you exhale and return, simply observing your experience inside and out. When you practice this way of observing, you're operating from pure awareness, or the witness self, the self that radiates through and fills your being. It's the self that feels a deep connection to the world as a participant, while at the same time is centered in the observer. Operating this way for a few minutes each day becomes a meditation and will stimulate the realization of the unity of all life, with you serving as a direct conduit and expression of spirit. When you're connected to spirit, the natural world speaks to you and you become sensitive to the energies of the earth. Awareness without meditation or judgment, centered in your heart and your soul, allows you to know your authentic self without accepting concepts about who you are. Pure you. Associations: alacrity, observation, witness, foresight, scrutiny, stealth, intelligence, discernment, watchfulness, forethought, silence, grace, friendliness, discretion. I always find that the Animal Spirit Oracle is the most direct card. It always speaks the most direct and concise way to receive your message. I also find that when I draw the Plant Spirit card, it oftentimes works very synergistically with the Animal Spirit card. I also think it's funny because I read a post right before I started creating this video and writing this post from Vincent Ninja. He was talking about the fall of crypto prices right now, but the first part of the post was talking about being here now and breathing and being aware of yourself and just relaxing. And that's the part of his post that I took away from. And this really kind of almost inspired me to do this video, although I wanted to do this video for a while. I just haven't been inspired to do so until this evening, and even today I had a very rough day. So for the Animal Spirit deck, I just simply cut the deck and draw the top card, or excuse me, for the Plant Spirit deck. And the card we drew is Exuberant Quietude, Passion Flower. And you can see all the cool crystals coming off. Just looks like they're wrapped in natural wire that the flower is producing. Passion flower is a great plant. And what's cool about this deck too is it actually gives you the page number on there. So we'll look at the description. So this deck is a beautiful book that accompanies it. It has great art that reflects on the cards as well. And it's a 3-part reading in just the one card. So you have a general overview of what the plant medicine is and how it relates. Then there's a ritual that you perform. And it gives you a general reflection afterwards with a little quote. So let's start here. Passion flower is a study in opposites. She climbs vigorously, some say invasively, sending exploring fingers through fence slats and wall crevices. What's over there, she wonders, always trying to get to the other side, to expand beyond her current boundaries. Even her flower exudes frenetic energy, vibrantly bursting out into the world. Every inch of passion flower is reaching, striving, and climbing, and yet her medicine is the magical calm that happens when the television, computer, and phone are all suddenly silent. She begs you to pause in your questioning and take the time for a new experience, inner quietude. Why? Because being able to be quiet and still is passion flower's secret to exuberant expansion without stress or burnout. So the second part is the ritual, and a lot of times it'll be a meditation or some sort of practice that you can act out yourself. This one's called Feeling Expansive. Expand yourself, instructs Passion Flower as she reaches out around a flower pot on her way to the far corner of the garden. Are you ready to get a body sense of what it feels like to be calm and contained, yet exuberantly expansive? Stand in a doorway with your palms turned inward toward your body. Press the backs of your hands against the door frame. Push outward with your arms as hard as you can. Your muscles might shake a little. That's okay. While counting slowly to 40, then step out of the doorway. Just go do it, Passion Flower says. She's not giving away the ending and ruining your chance to explore for yourself. So I'm going to perform this part of the ritual on my own after the video. But yeah, you guys please pause the video and do that before continuing to the next step. So for the reflection, we have Passion Flower teaches us the power of balance, doing and not doing, critical thinking and daydreaming, waking and sleeping. Her power is in doing all things with vigor, giving equal weight and zest to every activity, which is accompanied by keeping our thoughts centered in the present moment. Take a life inventory. Which parts of your life do you feel joyously engaged with? Have you lost your passion for some parts of your daily life? Are you trudging through your work and family time? And, that second part definitely hits with me. Losing my passion is definitely something that happened as a result of the trauma I've just went through and is still going through. Passion Flower approaches everything with curiosity, even doing the dishes and bathing the dog. Passion Flower doesn't want you to jettison the mundane parts of your life. She knows that you need to water the plants and make the bed. Instead, she wants you to attempt to bring simple joy and curiosity to all aspects of your day. I have no special talents. I am only persistently curious. Albert Einstein. Now for the tarot selection, I'm really going to have to use my hands and feel the cards. I'm going to try to get this on video as best I can. Got That's so funny. The first card is healing. That is such an appropriate card, which is funny because that appeared in the past. That was our past influence. The present influence is perception. I'm going to show you all these cards in a second. Our major influence here is going to be the Nine of Earth. Beautiful card. And then our advice card is going to also be an Earth card. Looks like the 12 of Earth. And then for what happens if the advice is followed, wow, the 4 of Fire. You can see the bowed archer there wearing the looks to be the raven's hooded cloak there. So here we have it. The past influence, healing. Present influence is perception. Major influence, 9 of Earth. Advice card is the 12 of Earth, the Seneschal. I don't know if I'm saying that right, I'm sorry. And then we got the 4 of Fire. And that, I don't know, so I like to do a little bit of an interpretive reading before I get into the actual description. So for me personally, this is like my immediate past. That's all I've been focusing on is healing, healing, healing. And it hasn't been working very well for me. You know, I feel like this depiction of this very elemental man standing in robes, you know, here with what's similar to the Rod of Hermes, you know, a lot of you know, Irish symbolism, pagan symbolism, definitely elemental. You got the frogs there on the brook. I just feel like that kind of symbolizes like everything I'm surrounding myself with trying to heal. You can even kind of see the disgruntled look on the man's face. Like he's not quite smiling or frowning, but he's got this look of what do I do next? Like I've got everything around me to heal. I've got my pouch full of, you know, medicines to heal me with the feather. I got all the ritual stuff. I'm out in nature. What am I doing wrong? Why isn't this working? So, you know, I feel like that's very in tune with what I'm dealing with in my immediate past. As far as the perception card, I mean, as far as my present influence, like, yeah, I've been really thinking about my perception about things, how I see things, you know, and I know that like people have very different opinions and viewpoints on my situation, and I feel like a lot of people agree with me, but there's a lot of people even in the conscious world that seem to not really like hold the same values and views that I do, especially in relation to very important things that mean a lot to me, which is very troubling for someone like me, you know, because I was trying to work my way into this specific type of conscious community that exists, you know, in the Midwest and West Coast. And these people, like, for the most part, I really like them, but there's something about a lot of them that rub me the wrong way. And I'm trying to figure out why we have such differences in the way that we view things in life, in the world, and our relationships with other humans. I also feel that, you know, there's a lot of darkness in this card perception. You know, she's wearing the mask and it also has wings, but has her sword facing down. You know, it's like taking flight in the night, in the darkness of night, while also wearing your mask of perception. And you're seeing through the lenses that you put on. So it's a really interesting card to interpret there for sure. Then we got the major influence, which is the 9 of Earth. And I see a lot of psychic symbolism here, obviously, with the third eye. Offering a black cup and wearing a butterfly. I see this as someone is trying to hand me some kind of solution that's hard to see. You know, because I can't really see what's in the cup, but it's there. And there's even a little snake trying to get in. You know, and the snake represents knowledge. He's trying to show you something. The butterfly is trying to make it even more apparent, as if being birthed out of the cup being worn on her necklace. I feel like there's someone in my life, in your life, that is trying to offer you peace and harmony and love. And they're offering it with an open heart and open arms, and it might be hard for you to see what it is that they're trying to offer you, or even that they're offering you anything. This is a major influence in your life and my life right now. Then we got the advice card. Now, this one's a little bit more complex. I've drawn this card before. It's a very good card, very good omen. You know, you're wearing the keys. You know, you have the dog here helping you. You know, the sword is in your third eye, but not just any sword, a very majestic sword full of life, which is interesting and almost contradictory to what a sword is. You have the elemental forces all around you. You know, it's hard to say with this advice card. I forget the actual intended meaning of this card, but we'll get into that in a second. But please draw your own interpretive conclusion first. If the advice is followed, it looks like that what that will lead to in your future is mastery, a fiery mastery at that. Seeing things with a keen eye, using your wisdom to shoot precisely and hit your targets. You know, like this is a very powerful card, I feel too. So let's get into the actual meanings of these intended by the author. Just in the interest of brevity, because I know this video is getting kind of long, I'm just going to do the key phrases for these, and I'll also post pictures in the Steam post associated with this video. So, as far as the healing card, we got to be human is to be wounded. Very key phrase, I think. A time to connect body, mind, spirit, and soul. Let go of definitions and labels. Nurture passions and seek pleasure. Authenticity, honest, and laughter. Find the source of dis-ease and distress. You need to forgive. That is a huge one. It's very hard to forgive somebody who doesn't even believe that they need to be forgiven because they think they did nothing wrong. Somebody that has hurt you so terribly, and they feel that way and think that way, it can get your blood boiling, and somehow you need to forgive them anyway. See, and that's the message I've been getting from a lot of sources and people, but it's easier said than done, I'll give you that. Do what's necessary to increase well-being. Do not dwell on the unchangeable past. Shift your attention. Do not allow your pain to hurt others. Seek treatment. Do not be afraid. So our next card is going to be Perception, and this is in the present influence spot. Perception shapes your worldview. Understand what all your senses tell you. Knowledge and understanding are limited. Changed perception cannot be unchanged. Is your perception clouded? Take the high ground. Seek a new perspective. Challenge your perception. Who influences your perception? Do you have all the facts? Represent yourself honestly. Watch for false perception. 12 verse, the seneschal. Service to a higher purpose, loyalty to authority, speak for others. Is your power real or borrowed? Follow the rules or directions given. Use personal power wisely. Question everything. Blind loyalty makes one blind. And if the advice card is followed, leads you to 4 of fire. Focus-minded emotion and deliberate action, creating impetus and momentum. Establish a good work ethic. Establish a creative process. Devote time to regular practice. Be willing and prepared. Pay your dues. Something is falling short of its target. Yeah, having the focus mind and emotion and deliberate action. You know, that's a really good place to be, and I'm glad that came up as the if advice is followed card, what will happen in your future. I really desire that, and I desire the balance and the fieriness to it. Really represents me too. I'm a fire sign as a Sagittarius, so, and you can see in her eyes the wisdom and the dedication and the pain that this person has gone through to achieve this state of balance and precision in their way of life. It's comforting to me, I think, is the word that's coming to mind, because it shows me that even through great distress and holding that great distress through your whole life, you can still achieve balance. And actually, it almost implies the look that is given here in this situation implies to me that it's almost necessary to go through those things and have that sharp edge of discomfort with you to really achieve balance in life. And I think that's an important message for people like me. Yeah, if you have any connection to this reading at all, please feel free to share your thoughts and feelings in the comments below. I'm really looking forward to speaking with you guys about how you feel about this reading and how it's affected your lives in any kind of positive way. So, peace out for now, and remember, true gems sparkle even in the absence of light. Have a great day, everybody.